पूरे क्वेश्चन करे? नहीं कर पाए? ओ नहीं, इसकी जरूरत नहीं है, नॉर्मल नॉर्मल। हाँ, नहीं कर पाए, कौन कौन नहीं कर पाया? सो मेनी पीपल। 10 मिनट्स के बाद भी? हाँ, 2 आवर्स में? हाँ वही, मतलब 10 मिनट पर क्वेश्चन। अच्छा, एंड हु ऑल कुड कंप्लीट इट? 1 2 3 4 5 6, वेरी गुड। एंड ऑनलाइन पीपल क्या बोल रहे हैं? ये तो बहुत सारी बातें कर रहे हैं। आज है क्लास क्या? हाँ हाँ है। फिलोसफी डेडिकेटेड नंबर, प्लीज रीसेंड द डेडिकेटेड फिलोसफी ग्रुप नंबर। ऐसा कौन सा ग्रुप है जिसमें मैं एडेड नहीं? ओके, अच्छा ठीक है। यस, कंप्लीटेड 7 क्वेश्चंस ओनली। बैड। ओके, हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू कुड राइट 9? ओके, चलो ठीक है। 8 7 6 6 5 4 3 3। 2 घंटे में 3? 2 2 वाले भी कोई ऑनलाइन? 2 और 1 और 2 घंटे बैठ के कौन चला गया? अच्छा चलो चलो, वी आर हैप्पी कि एटलीस्ट द मिनिमम दैट वी हैव इज 3, है ना? है ना? ओके, बट इट मीन्स what are your experiences and learnings? Speed, very important. So, but you people are, what do you say, lucky that you have understood this thing at this point of time. Else what happens? This insight or this understanding comes at after prelims, before, just 1 month before or 2 months before mains. And at that time, there is very little scope of increasing your speed by maintaining quality. But now you can do that. You have sufficient time. Okay, perfect. So you have to increase speed. Any other problem you faced while test? Unable to get all the stuff in mind at the particular time? Yes, lack of revisions. Once you will do revision, it will come. So, you know, it is like you right now, you people may be facing too much content in one, hai na? And you are not able to understand what to write in other. How can you explain every determination is a negation without explaining the theory of substance? Definitions of Shankaracharya's comparison, then criticism. आराम से पूरे होते हैं, आराम से, if you have covered all the information. Problem is you might have skipped some information. अच्छा, सर्कल बना दिया था ट्रेड्स का। देखो अब ये देखो, ये समझ में आ रहा है that you have to create circle where you have to give your information in a concise format, but not all questions require that, है ना? अब प्रॉब्लम ये है कि हर जगह सर्कल नहीं बना कर आना, जहां पे बनाने की जरूरत है वहां बनाना है, जहां पे नहीं है वहां पे नहीं बनाना, है ना? Not all answers require concise. So you should have the capability of both concising a topic and expanding a topic by being relevant. Problem, recalling content. See, this is a problem of revision. I have sent today my copy. Is there any problem, ma'am? No. We have no problem. 100 answers. After 50, 60, it will get resolved naturally without any effort. What? क्यों? थोड़ा थोड़ा तारीफ ऐसे देखो, ऐसे होता है ना, ऐसे समझो. हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू हैव सीन शोले मूवी? अब ये मत बोलना शोले भी नहीं देखी. देखी है ना? Most of the people have seen Sholay movie. And there is this scene where, if you have not seen Sholay, at least go and see that scene. So there is this a scene whereby Amitabh Bachchan is praising his friend Dharmendra. Have you seen that scene? So there he says, Amitabh Bachchan says, मौसी जी मतलब बसंती की मौसी जी. तो उनको रिश्ता के लिए बात करने जाता है, तो बोलते कि my friend is very good, मौसी जी, very good. Sometimes only when he drinks, he starts to blabber. Okay, पीता? He drinks? So नहीं मौसी जी, he drinks only when he smokes. अच्छा, smoke भी कर. Problem is when a girl actually, says something to him, only then he smokes out of tension. लड़कियों के पास भी जाता है? नहीं मौसी जी, लड़का बहुत अच्छा है लेकिन. Go and watch that scene. So if you watch that scene, you will realize that is there any problem of criticizing and praising together? No. Okay, fine. Where to send answers? This Telegram group. Soon we will be creating a link on LMS where you can upload directly. Having coin-like substance. Huh? Yes, I have watched the movie. Irregular flow in answers. Flow will come after some time, after revisions, after writing 100 answers. Slowly and slowly flow will come. Both sides. So you have to write both the sides. Criticism you must write in all philosophy answers. You are not a philosopher if you can't criticize. Simply. Fine? Okay. Let us continue with Leibniz. Where were we? Windowless. Okay. Show me your copy. Okay. We haven't written anything else ना, मतलब कोई heading तो नहीं डाली अभी. Okay. हाँ, right. Next heading. आएगा अभी. God is the highest monad. हर जगह अभी आ रहा है. लिखो तो सही, अभी आ रहा है. We will study the laws and then it will become clear. है ना? Next heading. Laws followed by Leibniz. Laws followed by Leibniz. Leibniz was a mathematician and a scientist. Leibniz was a mathematician and a scientist who took inspiration from certain laws and based his theory of monadology on them. First point. First law of continuity. Continue करना, continuity. फर्स्ट सब पॉइंट ए पॉइंट या सब पॉइंट जो भी आप करना चाहें. As a mathematician, Leibniz was impressed with numbers. As a mathematician, Leibniz was impressed by numbers and the continuity they followed. And the continuity they followed. Full stop. Leibniz has also used this law. Leibniz has also used this law in his theory of calculus. In his theory of calculus. In his theory of calculus, comma. It shows, comma, it shows that there are no abrupt changes. It shows that there are no abrupt changes in the nature. There are no abrupt changes in the nature. And every change is followed by another. And every change is followed by another. Through infinite number of infinitely imperceptible changes. Infinitely imperceptible changes. Imperceptible changes. Second point, second sub-point. According to Leibniz, there are no abrupt jumps. According to Leibniz, there are no abrupt jumps from lowest to highest. There is no abrupt jump from lowest to highest in the nature. Comma. या फिर full stop. Full stop. Just as lines are generated by the movement of points, just as lines are generated by the movement of points, comma, surfaces are created by the continuous movement of lines. Surfaces are created by the continuous movement of lines. And solids are created by the continuous movements of surfaces. Continuous movement of surfaces. Similarly, monads are infinite in number. Monads are infinite in number and are arranged in a continuity. On the basis of degree of consciousness. Third, or C point. Through this, Leibniz has reconciled inanimate and animate world. comma. He also reconciled empiricism and rationalism. He also reconciled empiricism and rationalism. Empiricism and rationalism. So, batao. Are there any abrupt changes in the nature? So, according to Leibniz, there are no abrupt changes. Things are moving in small gradations. Small. And how far is this? Infinitesimally small. Things move in a manner, in a gradation, and there are no abrupt changes. So, it is not that one day there was amoeba and next day human. Did it happen? No. There were small changes over the period of evolution. And one day you find gradually, naturally. So there are gradations in everything. And these gradations are continuous. Just as found in numbers. How are numbers formed? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Slowly and steadily numbers are increasing. Between 0 and 1. 0.001. 0.002. 0.003. समझ में आ रहा है? और rather इसको और थोड़ा सा कॉम्प्लेक्स बनाते हैं. 1 से 2 के बीच में देखते हैं. 1 से 2 के बीच में 1.1 और 1.2 इसके बीच में आ जाएगा. अब इन दोनों के बीच में भी कुछ आएगा. क्या आएगा? अगर हम इसको ऐसे कर लें 1.01 नहीं, फिर 1.11. ओके 1.12 ऐसे चलता जाएगा. और इन दोनों के बीच में भी कुछ आएगा. फिर उनके बीच में. So each difference or the way one digit is moving towards other, is it a random change? How infinitesimally small changes it is? It is very small. बहुत छोटा सा change हो रहा है. Minute changes, and then you see a digit change. Then again, minute, then digits. So similarly, there are these slow changes everywhere. So whatever, so when you were 10, did you अचानक से 10 to 18 बन गए तुम? So there is some incremental change daily. Every hour, every minute, there is something which is changing, and that change, when taken together, leads to some bigger change, isn't it? So according to Leibniz, just as the law of continuity works in number system, for which he was very impressed, he applied the same thing in his calculations of calculus. What is calculus? Adding of infinitesimally small calculations and giving an answer. So it's a tool of doing complex calculations. So similarly, he applied the same principle, law of continuity, in nature. According to him, that in nature also there is no abrupt changes. So there is no abrupt change from matter to human, but it starts like bare monads. Small changes, small consciousness starts coming, and then suddenly you see an amoeba. Suddenly nahi, gradually you see an amoeba. Again small consciousness grows. Then microorganisms of complex nature, then animals, then plants, then animals, then humans, and at last you find. So this means how many monads are arranged? Infinite monads. And all the monads are arranged in a hierarchy. And how much difference is there in each monad if we go in this hierarchy from lower to up? Infinite changes, infinitely different conscious levels. Even in this class, we have different conscious levels. Someone is really conscious, someone is really attentive, someone is a little less attentive, someone is thinking कि यार आज थोड़ा और सो लेता, है ना? Someone is still trying to figure out what is going on in the class. Can you understand this? So even we, all of us who appear to be on the same level of consciousness, but we are not. So similar is the level of consciousness which increases from the lowest to the highest. So all the monads are arranged in Leibniz philosophy according to the consciousness level from lowest to the highest. And is there any abrupt changes in monad? No. Gradual changes. Gradual changes. And when he puts this theory of gradual changes, this means this table which is appearing to be non-living or non-conscious has what amount of consciousness? Less conscious. In amounts which is not traceable to us. Trace amount देखा है ना? बहुत सारे chemicals हम trace नहीं कर पाते हैं because there are in very less quantities. So that is known as the traceable amount. If you can trace it. So right now we are not able to trace life in this table because it's in lower level, infinitely small, है ना? But you find more consciousness in plants, a little more in animals, and in us you find higher consciousness, a rational consciousness. We can reason, and at the end, at the apex, the top monad is God, and the top monad will have the highest knowledge, highest consciousness, and everything. So in nature, there is this law of continuity that works. Through this principle of law of continuity, he was able to resolve two things. First, animate and inanimate. So is there any very great difference between object and humans? Are they categorically different? No. They are only different in degrees. So table is just less conscious. We are just little more conscious. But category wise, they are also monads and we are also monads. So that body-mind dualism which was going on for such a long time, he was nearly able to resolve it. Nearly able to resolve it. Can you understand this? And the second thing he resolved was rationalism and empiricism. How? Because in rationalism, he was talking, the rationalist people talk about, अभी हमने empiricism करा नहीं है तो भी नहीं आएगा ये. Rationalist people talk about innate ideas. From innate ideas to experiences. Again, will anything can anything be a pure experience? It will have some sort of innate assistance. And can any idea be completely innate? It will be related to some experience. So it is again like continuum. Continuum. Experience बढ़ता जा रहा है या फिर innate ideas बढ़ते जा रहे हैं. Everything is in a gradation manner. इतना डिटेल में वैसे पढ़ने की जरूरत है जितना मैंने बता दिया. वो सिर्फ और सिर्फ थ्योरी और लॉ ऑफ कंटिन्यूटी होती है, बस ये बता देते हैं उसका लॉ. लेकिन स्टिल वी शुड नो a little extra thing never hurts. Can we imagine monads are like atoms? Problem with this is twofold. First, atoms are physical, but monads are spiritual. Second problem is that atoms have dimensions. So the moment you imagine atoms, you will imagine dimension. But monads are dimensionless. There is no force. So the dimension we see is not exactly dimension. It is just the force. Like magnetic force. What is magnetic force? Attract or repulsive force which towards iron. तो जब कोई आपने यहाँ पे रखा, तो what is pulling us? Or if you if you put two opposite poles of or the same poles of a magnet, will they repulse each other or attract each other? Repulse now. So what is that repulsing? Force. When I want to enter this hand, why I am not able to? According to Leibniz, there is an opposite force. According to Leibniz, there is an opposite force that is working, because mass and energy are convertible into each other. So mass is what? Just energy. थोड़ा सा ज्यादा साइंटिफिक है पक्का? क्या? हाँ, this is the paradox of maths. Paradox of maths is this, but इसमें paradox of maths मत लगाना, है वो, और वो philosophically true भी है ना? तो इसीलिए नहीं पता, रहने दो तुम लोग. It will be too mathematical or scientific, but ठीक है. So मत सुनो ना, क्यों सुनना है कॉम्प्लेक्स चीजें? अब देखो ये भी नहीं चाह रहा. So 1 और 2 के बीच में कितने वो हैं? इनफाइनाइटली मेनी थिंग, और इसके बीच में फिर इनफाइनाइट, फिर इनफाइनाइट, फिर इनफाइनाइट. अब इतने सारे इनफाइनाइट को क्रॉस करके हम 1 से 2 पे कभी पहुंच ही नहीं पाएंगे. ऐसा कुछ मैथमेटिकल थिंकर्स का कहना है. दिस इज द पैराडॉक्स दैट ईच नंबर इज सेपरेटेड बाय इंफिनिटी. हाँ, इसलिए मैं कह रही थी, तुम लोग मुझे जो देख रहे हो ना, इसीलिए कह रही थी कि ये मत जानो, ये जानने की तुम्हें अभी जरूरत नहीं है. इट्स नॉट पार्ट ऑफ द सिलेबस, इट्स नॉट पार्ट ऑफ द कॉन्सेप्ट. You can write, but it's not required. It's not a philosophical criticism. नहीं, क्या बोलो? जीनो? नहीं, जीनो लिख सकते हो, लेकिन क्रिटिसिज्म कम पढ़ेंगे तभी तो लिखोगे, है ना? वो कम पढ़ेंगे तो लिख लेना. ठीक है. So quickly read the above 3 points and tell me if you have any problem in understanding. They are similar in nature. We will not say same, we will say similar. Online people, are you able to understand? If there is any problem, ask. There can be a separate question on law of continuity. Last point, don't hear the last point. This is because of these people that I gave it to you. That's not part of the syllabus. We will give you the flowchart of Leibniz. I'm trying to create some mind maps of each philosopher and give it to you. But again, it is not a promise. It is my effort. हाँ, खुद का तो आप बना ही रहे हो, बट हम भी दे देंगे. हाँ, लिविंग नॉन लिविंग. Non-living and living. Less conscious, more conscious. हाँ आएगा आएगा, अभी आएगा, अगला कॉन्सेप्ट जब आएगा एप्टिट्यूशन परसेप्शन तब आएगा, डोंट वरी. What are imperceptible changes? Something which you cannot perceive. Like, do you perceive what is changing in you right now? No. But slowly and steadily over the time when you see, suddenly देखते ना, अरे तो बच्चा इतना था, फिर 10 साल बाद मिले, अरे वही बच्चा है. उसके मम्मी पापा को नहीं पता चलता है ना, फादर मदर आर नॉट एबल टू गेज व्हाट इज चेंजिंग. उनको तो सेम लगता रहता है ना, इट अपीयर्स लाइक तो सेम गाय, सेम बॉय, सेम गर्ल, सेम. बट the person who meets outside this year, there has been a sea change. So the change which is imperceptibly going on from moment to moment is known as imperceptible change, which we are not able to perceive. Each change followed another through infinity means, yes, every change followed by another through infinitely small changes. So the change is going on and change is continuously there, continuously, like a rolling ball. There is no moment when there is no change. There is change going on always. Can you please explain solid are created by the, yes. So how is line created? By infinite points coming together. Infinite points coming together, what does it become? A line. When you collect numerous lines, what does it become? Infinite lines. What does it become? A surface. And when you include one surface over the another, one surface over the another, one surface over the another, what does it become? A solid. So the movement from a point to a line to a surface to the solid is it drastic? No. Imperceptibly, slowly and gradation wise you have reached to the solid. And at the end, when you see, you feel like point is very small, solid is very big. There is huge difference. But when you see how this solid is made, you will find that imperceptibly small changes and small additions of points. So similarly, we might be feeling there is a lot of difference between this and that, but ultimately everything is made up of monads. How the reconcile both rationalism and empiricism? It will come later. You will understand it later once we have finished empiricism. The spelling of empiricism is not right. Empiricism. I know. There is infinity. Exists in reality. Infinity is a great philosophical question. Not just philosophical, scientific question. Neither scientists nor philosophers are able to explain infinity. Right? Don't go in that area. But if you really want to study infinity, you really want to know about infinity, there are certain documentaries being made on it. Right? One is even on Netflix. Infinity, कुछ ऐसे करके नाम है. So those are really mind-boggling documentaries. उसके बाद सब भूल जाओगे. बहुत ही interesting है, but yes, the concept of infinity is very challenging. Does monad present in non-living things? Yes, monads are present everywhere. Even non-living things are made up of monads. Even living things are made up of monads. Only difference is the level of consciousness in those monads. Ma'am, you missed my doubt. Which doubt? Swapnil Gupta. नीचे करो. Ma'am, what is this means in second point? Degree of consciousness. The consciousness increases from lowest consciousness to the highest consciousness. Lowest consciousness is found in non-living things like rocks, and the highest consciousness is found in God. Fine? Law of continuity समझ में आ गया? How he has arranged the complete hierarchy of monads. Clear? Windowless, I will explain you later. In school time, one teacher told me that infinity, which cannot be determined. Yes. Okay, second law. Law of individuality. Law of individuality. Leibniz has criticized Spinoza as he has given a Leibniz has criticized Spinoza as he has given a whole, WHOLE, or blank universal, whole or blank universal, from which parts have disappeared. From which parts have disappeared. Full stop. Leibniz wanted to preserve the diversity. Leibniz wanted to preserve the diversity as well as the freedom of will. As well as the freedom of will. As well as the freedom of will. Therefore, he began with the reality of parts. Therefore, he began with the reality of parts. Full stop. He wanted to capture the extreme multiplicity of our experience. He wanted to capture the extreme multiplicity of our experience. Therefore, he said that there are infinite number of monads or substances. There are infinite number of monads or substances. Full stop. Each monad is real. Each monad is real. Each monad is real and a substance in itself. And a substance in itself. Full stop. It may be noted that it appears. It may be noted that it appears that Spinoza's substance was broken into. That Spinoza's substance is broken into infinite parts. Broken into infinite parts. Full stop. Each part equals to substance. Each part equals to substance, which is equal to monads. Now, how many substances Descartes has accepted? 3. And how many substances Spinoza has accepted? 1. Now, Leibniz is saying that everything you cannot explain just by one substance. The world is made up of so many diverse things. There are so many diverse objects. So, explaining everything on the basis of just one substance is difficult, according to Leibniz. So, therefore, he says that how many substances should be there? Infinite. Now, all the substances, like all the things are made up of infinite substances. And these substances he called as monads. So, monad means substance. And how many substances are there in Leibniz philosophy? Finite. So, it is like as if he took the substance of Spinoza and हाँ, or either multiplied by infinite, isn't it? Because each monad is like complete in itself. Each monad is like the substance of Spinoza only. But how many are there? Infinite. तो स्पाइनोजा ने एक सब्सटेंस बनाई थी, लेबनीज ने कितनी बना दी? इनफाइनाइट. बस साइज का डिफरेंस है. ये सब्सटेंस बहुत बड़ी है, इनकी सब्सटेंस इनफाइनाइट एस्टिमेट है. हाँ, लेवल ऑफ कॉन्शियसनेस का थोड़ा सा वो ग्रेडेशन है, बाकी तो इटर्नल, परफेक्ट. और जितनी भी चीजें हैं दुनिया की, वो लिखा था ना हम लोगों ने, ऑल द कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स nearly the same as substance, isn't it? It feels that Leibniz has done something like this. And why did he do this? Because he wanted to explain the diversity. He wanted to explain the diversity. Therefore, he introduced infinite substances and monads. But problem is, everything is explained again through monads. एक ही चीज से सब चीजों को एक्सप्लेन करने की कोशिश. वहां एक सब्सटेंस से थी, यहाँ पे एक. कैसे मोनाड्स डिफरेंट है वो हम देखेंगे. हाउ इज इट गोइंग वो हम देखेंगे अभी आगे. लेकिन काम बात समझ में आ रही है. what did Leibniz do? He created each monad as individual. Each monad as individual और substance. यानी each monad क्या है? substance हो गया. थोड़ा सा माइंड बॉगिंग है, लेकिन ऐसा करा उसने. समझ में आ रहा है बात? पक्का? Read again once so that everything becomes clear. Does monad also have infinite attributes? No, not exactly. Monads is equal to God? No. There are numerous monads and the highest level of monad is known as God. The highest conscious God, monad is known as God. Pluralism, yes. So Leibniz supports pluralism. जैसे साइंस कितने एटम्स मानती है, उसी तरह से मोनाड्स कितने, लेबनीज कितने मोनाड्स मानता है. So physical atoms are physical in nature and monads are spiritual in nature. In the atom, there is a saying that the world resides in an atom. Microcosm, macrocosm in a microcosm. Many people can compare the electrons, protons revolving around the nucleus to something like solar system. Rutherford, can you see that there is a lot of similarities? And just imagine, like one cell of human body, does it contain that human itself? समझ में आ रही है बात? If we take only one cell of your body, does that cell contain you as a blueprint? DNA है ना? DNA. If I want to create, can I create complete you with that one cell? Yes. If I have the technology, then I can. It has everything. So even though you are the result, you are already contained in that cell. Even though you are a result है ना, आप अपने एक सेल का रिजल्ट हो ना कहीं ना कहीं, लेकिन फिर भी कहाँ कंटेन्ड हो? उसी सेल में. Similarly, this world is also contained in each monad. थोड़ा सा कॉम्प्लेक्स लग रहा है ना, दिमाग अभी खुल नहीं पा रहा होगा. किस किस को थोड़ी डाइजेस्ट हो रही है ये बात? अरे सबको डाइजेस्ट कैसे हो जाएगी यार, ऐसे नहीं. सच में? पक्का? तो कहानी समझ में आ रही है कैसे चल रहा है? So just like you are contained in each cell of yours, each cell, similarly the world is contained in each monad. The blueprint, the master plan of this world is contained in each monad. और सारे मोनाड्स उसी मास्टर प्लान के अकॉर्डिंग वर्क करते हैं. लाइक ईच सेल ऑफ योर्स इज वर्किंग अकॉर्डिंग टू द मास्टर प्लान ऑफ योर बॉडी. ऐसा थोड़ी ना 2 सेल कह रहे हैं मैं जा रहा हूँ, है ना. कैन इट हैपन? सडनली योर लिवर रिबेल्स, ये आदमी सही नहीं है, ये दारू पीते छोड़ो, ऐसा करते हैं क्या? नहीं. क्यों? बिकॉज ईच cell of your body is conditioned to work according to the master plan of the body. Similarly, each monad in the world is going to work according to the master plan given by God. हाँ हाँ हाँ, आ रहा है अभी. कहानी थोड़ी थोड़ी समझ में आने लगी है. किस डायरेक्शन में जाने वाला है लेबनीज? हाँ चलो नेक्स्ट लिखो. लॉ. They swim and sing together. Is it similar to Aristotle's actuality and potentiality? Not exactly. वो वाला concept अभी appetition में आएगा, वो मैं आपको बताऊंगी, but not exactly here. What is blank universal? Blank universal means that everything is substance. He's not able to, Spinoza is not able to explain the diversity. कि कोई चीज क्यों और बन गई? Why? Okay, why you are different from another person? Why? Substance. All of us are made up of substance only. Then why X is different from Y? But there are infinite attributes in everyone, and only 2 are known. हाँ हाँ, मुझे पता है स्पाइनोजा पसंद आ गया है, लेकिन अभी आएगा उसमें ग्रोथ फैक्टर आएगा. एंड तक सब समझ में आ जाएगा. Aristotle inspired Leibniz. Yes, he inspired a lot deal. How he preserved freedom of will. अरे भाई, अभी डिटर्मिनिज्म तो आने तो पहले, फिर तो फ्रीडम ऑफ विल पे डिस्कशन करेंगे. रुक जाओ, अभी तो डिटर्मिनिज्म ही नहीं आया. देखो लेबनीज को ऐसे धीरे धीरे समझना पड़ेगा. एक साथ समझा दूंगी तो उड़ जाएगा, है ना. क्यों उड़ जाएगा? क्योंकि है ही, सोचो ना, कैलकुलस दिया उस आदमी ने. कैलकुलस भी नहीं आता आधे लोगों को समझ, तो फिलॉसफी कैसे आ जाएगी उसकी आसानी से, है ना. एंड ही सच ए लर्नड मैन दैट द वर्क ही क्रिएटेड इन 17th century, scientists are still decoding it, and still 60% we are not able to decode. Still they are finding it, they are still decoding it, still they are studying it, and each time they read it they are like, ये तो पहले से कह दिया था उसने, ये तो पहले से कह दिया था. So it is like we are discovering what he said now. So this means that he must be a real genius. And you know, I told you na, that it was said that Leibniz was the second person to know everything that was to be known in his time. First was Aristotle. And this distinction has never been given to any other person. Aristotle and Leibniz, khatam. So with such a genius, his theory must be a little complex. But actually it's not complex, but it is different. It is different to digest. And the reason is that our mind has been blocked. Our mind has been trained to think in only one way. I'll tell you how your mind is trained to think only in one way. ऐसे समझो. The people earlier believed that if you cross the 7 seas, or if you cross a sea, your religion, your dharma will get nashed. And they were really believing in that. Really. बहुत सारे लोग गए भी नहीं इसी चक्कर में. But now, they can go. And when you go, do you do this thought even cross your mind? Because now that myth has been broken too many times, so now you have become broad-minded, your mind has opened up. But earlier it was not. So similarly, we have been conditioned to think in the manner of science only. We have been conditioned to think only in the manner of matter only. Right? We have been taught about matter and atoms for last 20-25 years. फिर तब तक 5 तक थोड़ी ना पढ़ते होंगे. 10 साल से तो पढ़ ही रहे हो. At least 10 years. And now that notion has become really strong. That world is made up of atoms. And atoms are physical. And the world is made up of matter. All things are material. There is no soul. There is no God. All of this has become really strong. And when all of this thinking has become really strong, when we give you an alternate idea that this might also be the possibility, this might also be the truth, then it challenges your whole complete world. It challenges your notion of reality. And the moment it is challenged, first reaction is rejection. ऐसा कैसे? कुछ तो गलती कह रहा होगा यार. क्या क्या फालतू बात, मतलब वो फालतू बात क्यों लग रही है? क्योंकि it is challenging something really core. That is why first reaction is नहीं, ऐसा नहीं हो सकता. But an open mind of a person will be who can accept कि मतलब Leibniz ने ऐसा सोचा है क्या, किसी को नहीं पता है ना. Even scientists are still confused about whether the light is a wave or a matter. You all know double slit experiment. How many of you know about double slit experiment? Okay, very good. Those who don't know, today go back and on YouTube type double slit experiment, a scientific experiment, and watch it. Clearly watch it. Okay. So, ma'am, is the substance definition the same for Leibniz? And if the definition are the same, it doesn't make substance dependent and limited. No, the definition is not same. So in the starting only we have written somewhere that Leibniz changed the definition. So for Descartes and Spinoza, the definition of substance was something which was independent for its existence and knowledge. But for Leibniz, the definition is something which has independent action or independent force. If something can exert force, it is a substance. If something cannot exert force, it's not a substance. Simple. So he has changed, we will write, don't worry, it will come inside. Leibniz has changed the definition of substance. Okay, right, next. Third law, law of similarity. Third law, law of similarity. According to Leibniz, the basic characters of all monads, according to Leibniz, basic character of all monads are similar. Basic character of all monads are similar. Full stop. Full stop. Every monad is a simple unit of force. Every monad is a simple unit of force. Comma, spiritualistic. Every monad is a simple unit of force, comma, spiritualistic, comma, indivisible. Comma, it has perception, it has spiritualistic, indivisible, comma, it has perception and appetition, A-P-P-E-T-I-T-I-O-N, appetition, T-I-T-I-O-N, appetition. Full stop. Each monad is windowless. Each monad is windowless and a closed system. Each monad is windowless and a closed system. Therefore, according to Leibniz, there is quantitative pluralism, quantitative pluralism and qualitative monism. Quantitative pluralism and qualitative monism. In bracket write similar in qualities. In bracket write similar in qualities. So what is the law of similarity? That all monads are similar. Similar in basic qualities. So what are the basic qualities? All monads are non-physical, all monads are immaterial, all monads are spiritual, all monads are eternal. और क्या है? All monads are dimensionless. ये सब लिखा था हम लोगों ने, बनाया ना डायग्राम. All monads are perfect. Okay. All monads are okay. Indivisible. It cannot be divided further. And all monads are force points or having independent force. And all are energy points. All are having perception and appetition. I will tell you what it is. Perception and appetition. And third, all monads are windowless. अब windowless पे बात करेंगे. लेकिन windowless पे बात करने से पहले इस बात को हम मान गए that in Leibniz philosophy there is quantitative pluralism. मतलब how many monads are there? Infinite. Quantity wise, how many monads are there? Infinite. Quantitative pluralism. But what is the quality or nature of each monad? It is similar. Therefore, qualitatively monism. That the quality or the nature of monads is similar. Each monad is similar. Like in atoms, physical atoms से compare करके देखो, each atom is similar, isn't it? Only number of atoms differ. ठीक है? देखो फिजिकल एटम में तो मास और ये भी डिफरेंस है, लेकिन स्पिरिचुअल एटम यानी कि लेबनीज के मोनाड में डिफरेंस है क्या? वहां पे ये डिफरेंस नहीं है. ठीक है, अब कंपैरिजन करते करते ऐसा नहीं करना कि वो वाला फुल कंपैरिजन कर दिया. So he says that these monads are under gods. So if God wanted or wants, then they can, or the highest monad, the monas monadus. So God का भी एक नाम देता है, वो हम बाद में देखेंगे, monas monadus. तो वो उसको डिस्ट्रॉय कर सकता है, बट करेगा क्या? नहीं. लेकिन क्या एक मोनाड दूसरे को डिस्ट्रॉय कर सकता है? Controversy, inconsistency, therefore criticism. Simple. So I told you na, in his philosophy there are many inconsistencies. All those inconsistencies that are coming to your mind, that ऐसा कैसे हो गया, what is this, what is that, all are correct, because they will come under criticism. That is why inconsistency. क्या हुआ बताओ. There are certain inconsistencies, not certain, many inconsistencies in Leibniz philosophy. अभी तो शुरू हुआ है. Inconsistencies का तांडव अभी बहुत लंबा चलेगा. तो बात समझ में आ रही है धीरे धीरे? What is law of similarity? अरे कुछ भी सिंपल में बताओ. What is law of individuality? Law of similarity. All monads are similar. Simple terms. All monads are similar in their characteristics. Simple. All of the rest is only English, isn't it? Okay, next. Fourth law. Law of dissimilarity. Law of dissimilarity. Also known as Identity of indiscernibles. 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 Law of dissimilarity. डिसर्न करना मतलब क्या होता है? पढ़ा था, भूल गए? नहीं. Indiscernible. Anybody? Distinguish करना. Yes, yes. Exactly. इंटरनेट पे सर्च करो इसका मतलब. आखिरी तक वरना लोग इसी के वर्ड में वो रहते हैं खोए हुए. Bring out your phones and search indiscernible. करो. अच्छा नहीं है? बगल वाले का देखो. हाँ, impossible to see and clearly distinguish. क्या? हाँ? Innoticeable. Means there is no difference that you can make out. हो गया? लिखो. According to Leibniz, even though basic properties of monads are alike. According to Leibniz, even though the basic properties of monads are alike, but no two monads are exactly identical. Though basic properties of monads are alike, but no two monads can be exactly identical. Full stop. There is difference in degree of consciousness. There is difference in the degree of consciousness, and therefore they are arranged in a hierarchical order. And therefore they are arranged in an hierarchical order. Full stop. This is known as identity of indiscernibles. This is known as identity of indiscernibles. Next paragraph. Leibniz has proved it by number 1. If all properties of A are the properties of B, if all properties of A are the properties of B, B also, ऐसे कर लो, सही हो जाएगा sentence. B also, then A and B are identical. Then A and B are identical. Second, God has no reason to create. God has no reason to create two exactly identical things. God has no reason to create two exactly identical things. Third, no two things can exist without, या फिर which, no two things can exist which are same at the same place, which are same at the same place and at the same time. At the same place and at the same time. बड़ा ही इंपॉर्टेंट है, इसके ऊपर लिख लो इंपॉर्टेंट इंपॉर्टेंट 2 बार. आइडेंटिटी ऑफ इनडिसर्नेबल, वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. डायरेक्ट क्वेश्चन हर तीसरे साल. सीधा क्वेश्चन, आइडेंटिटी ऑफ इनडिसर्नेबल. इसका एक राइट अप भी हम आपको दे देंगे, है ना, टू रीड इट इन डिटेल, बट इट्स इंपॉर्टेंट टू अंडरस्टैंड इट. नाउ what is the focus of Leibniz? Is it unity or diversity? Diversity. And now he becomes obsessed with diversity and he starts creating diversity. And what level of diversity he has created by creating infinite monads? So much that each monad is different, even though each monad is similar, but each monad is different. Like us, we all are humans, but are similar, but each monad is different. Different in what sense? Degree of consciousness. And this degree of consciousness is very important. Whatever the monad is perceiving is based on the level of consciousness, and the level of reaction is based on the consciousness. अभी टेबल में क्या प्रॉब्लम है? Consciousness. So table is not understanding that मैं इसकी कितनी बुराई कर रही हूँ. Why? Table is not able to perceive. And it's not able to react. But can I do the same thing to other living beings or maybe other human beings? I can't hit it, but nothing except sound. No revenge. But others, there can be some revenge. Can you understand this? That even though everything is made up of monads, but all monads are different. Even in this table, all monads are different. Even in this table is made up of infinite monads. But this table is made up of infinite monads, but each monad of those infinite monads is different. कितने monads हैं infinite, और हर monad अलग है दूसरे से. All monads are different because each monad is having some degree of consciousness different. Now, why he has done this? Because, because, so he says what this identity of indiscernible says, very interesting thing. If all qualities of A are also the qualities of B, all, then A and B are not different, but same. Then, example, आपका नाम क्या है? भरत, है ना? तो ये X है, उसका नाम भी क्या है? भरत. आपके कौन से पेरेंट्स हैं? सेम. कहाँ पैदा हुए? सेम. कब पैदा हुए? सेम. एजुकेशनल बैकग्राउंड सेम. डिजायर्स, happiness, everything same. Experiences same. Space same. Time same. So is X and Bharat different? थोड़ा दिमाग लगाना पड़ेगा, थोड़ा जोर लगेगा. तो X और भरत डिफरेंट है कि सेम है? आइडेंटिकल. Who? मैंने तो आपको कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स बताए, है ना? अच्छा ऐसे सुनो, ऐसे समझो. कौन सा हीरो या हीरोइन है जिसके अच्छा, हाँ, सुन ले। सो मोदी जी, characteristics 1 2 3 4 5, current PM, characteristics 1 2 3 4 5. If everything matches, this means both of them are same. समझ में आ रहा है? This means that if something is different, it will definitely have something different. कॉम्प्लेक्स तरीका है छोटी सी बात को समझाने का। क्या समझाना चाहता है कि ऑल द मोनाड्स आर डिफरेंट। हाँ वही वो कह रहा है। वो कह रहा है कि किसी भी चीज के अंदर सब कुछ सेम कर लो। अगर मैं बहुत सारी चीजें सेम कर लूं इसमें, ऐसे समझो दो मोनाड्स हैं, दे आर बोथ सिमिलर, बट if we make them howsoever similar, two things will remain different, space and time. So this means each monad is different. If you make space and time also same, then it is not two monads but only one monad. So there must be some difference in each monad. Though the monads are similar, they are not same. कान ऐसे ही नहीं योगा के तरीके से निकाल के ऐसे पकड़ा है। आर्ग्यूमेंट वही है, सारे मोनाड्स डिफरेंट। क्या कहना चाह रहा है? सारे मोनाड्स डिफरेंट हैं। ऑल मोनाड्स आर सिमिलर बट स्टिल ईच मोनाड इज डिफरेंट बिकॉज इट इज हैविंग अ डिफरेंट लेवल ऑफ कॉन्शियसनेस। कहना यही चाह रहा है, लेकिन कह कैसे रहा है? कॉम्प्लेक्स तरीके से। दोबारा पढ़ो पॉइंट्स। वो एक ही मोनाड है मतलब। अच्छा स्पेस एंड टाइम भूल जाओ। देखो स्पेस एंड टाइम भूल जाओ, इसका स्पेस एंड टाइम बहुत ही अलग है। लेबनीज का स्पेस एंड टाइम करेंगे अभी हम, बाद में करेंगे, अभी नहीं करेंगे। लेकिन द आइडिया इज दैट व्हाट इज, भूल जाओ सारी बातें। क्या कहना चाह रहा है लेबनीज? ऑल मोनाड्स आर सिमिलर बट नो टू मोनाड्स आर सेम। If you match all the qualities, then there are no two monads. This means that each monad is an individual. Each monad is an individual and has individuality. हर monad unique है, हर monad special है। बस यही बात। अच्छा अब सुनो, अब आपको समझ में आ गई बात क्या है? अब पढ़ो इसे। इसीलिए पूछते हैं ये एग्जाम में, क्योंकि बच्चे घूम जाते हैं। सबके भी मोनाड्स अलग अलग है, सब भी उनके मोनाड्स अलग अलग। ये चेयर, जितनी भी कुर्सियां हैं, all these chairs are made up of monads and each monad is different. How? Example देखो, जो मोनाड इस कुर्सी में है और जो मोनाड इस कुर्सी में है और जो मोनाड इस कुर्सी में है, इवन दो वो सिमिलर लग रहे हैं, लेकिन क्या अलग है? स्पेस। स्पेस अलग है कि नहीं है? ये इस कुर्सी में, ये इस कुर्सी में, सेम हो जाएंगे क्या वो? नहीं। अगर सेम है, सिमिलर है, स्पेस भी सेम है और टाइम भी सेम है, तो वो दो मोनाड नहीं है, वो एक ही मोनाड है। कॉम्प्लेक्स तरीका है सेम बात को कहने का। हाँ, इन तीनों में भी लेवल ऑफ कॉन्शियसनेस डिफरेंट होगा, कुछ तो अलग होगा ही होगा। यानी कि एक मोनाड एकदम यूनिक है। ऑल मोनाड्स आर यूनिक। नो मोनाड इज अ कॉपी ऑफ एनीथिंग, ईच मोनाड इज unique. Like human beings, each human being is unique. Each human being is unique. अगर ट्विंस भी होते हैं तो यूनिक. ऐसे ट्विंस की उसने बात नहीं करी है ना, लिख मत आना है ट्विंस. Ma'am, is it like every monad can look same but they aren't same because of the space they are present in? Yes, one of the arguments. Space and time. If space is different, so how the same chair is formed from monads? Though it's a different spaces by different monads has been captured, coming together they make a chair. Just like atoms, so different atoms come together and make a chair. In science, similarly, different monads come together and make a chair in Leibniz. Cut the clay in two parts, A and B. Both have similar character, but different in... अरे भाई साहब, सौरभ शर्मा, perfect. देखो कितनी आसानी से उसने समझाया. Very good. So you take a clay and you cut it in two halves. Even though both have nearly the same, rather nearly same characteristics, but still both the parts are different. A and B. Why? Different space. अरे भाई एक इधर पड़ा हुआ है, एक इधर पड़ा हुआ है. बात समझ में आ रही है? अच्छा, अब पॉइंट्स रीड करो. पॉइंट्स रीड करो तो समझ में आएगा. इसको नीचे करना. Not understand, ma'am. I will make you understand. Don't worry. But ma'am, there can be certain characteristics which Modi ji have, but when he is elected to PM, he behaves differently. But they are still the characteristics of Modi ji, right? Like two जुड़वा भाई दिखने में कॉपी लगते हैं, लेकिन उनके फिंगरप्रिंट्स डिफरेंट होते हैं. Perfect. Even if they are identical, they are different because consciousness cannot be the same for two. They will differ. अरे भाई तुम लोग तो एकदम समझ गए हो. Very good. Monad is consciousness. Yes, Pratibha. Ma'am, is the substance definition the same for level? अच्छा तो हो गया. समझ में आ रहा है? थोड़ा थोड़ा, इतना भी बहुत है. Read the points. पक्का? Read it again. See if some doubt is coming. See if there is something which you feel कि कुछ और होना चाहिए. नहीं समझ में आ गया, डाइजेस्ट नहीं. ये बोलो समझ तो आ गया लेकिन डाइजेस्ट नहीं हुआ. तीसरा क्या है? नो टू थिंग्स कैन एग्जिस्ट विच आर एट द सेम प्लेस एंड द सेम टाइम. आपका नाम क्या है? साहिल. सो Sahil Gautam with the same characteristic is sitting in the same place and the same time. So are there two Sahil Gautams or one Sahil Gautam? One. How do you know? कुछ भी डिफरेंस नहीं है तो इसलिए वन है. लेकिन अगर एक भी डिफरेंस हो जाए, टाइम का डिफरेंस हो जाए, तो एक साहिल गौतम अभी और एक पिछले जन्म वाला साहिल गौतम. अगर स्पेस डिफरेंट हो गया तो एक साहिल गौतम ये, एक अमेरिका वाला साहिल गौतम. समझ में आ रहा है? समझ में आ रहा है? अगर कुछ भी डिफरेंट नहीं है तो वो एक ही व्यक्ति के बारे में बात हो रही है. देखो अभी जो स्पेस एंड टाइम जो है ना, देखो मैं तुम्हें बताती हूँ. स्पेस एंड टाइम ऑफ लेबनीज, कुछ फिलोसोफर्स साइंटिस्ट ऐसे हैं जिन्होंने स्पेस एंड टाइम की ना एकदम है, हाँ मतलब अलग बहुत बहुत एक्सटेंसिव थ्योरीज दी हैं. लेबनीज इज वन ऑफ देम. न्यूटन, आइंस्टाइन, all of these people have done great work on space and time. Kant, space and time. All of these people have worked great deal on space and time. Yeah? And you go to a scientist, physicist, and just tell them, ask them, what is this space and time? वो भाग जाएगा. या फिर उसमें ऐसा कॉम्प्लेक्स चीज समझाएगा तो समझ नहीं आएगी, है ना. You will not be able to understand what he is talking about. The reason is that each physicist is giving a different theory to explain space and time. Nobody has decoded space and time accurately. How many of you know the standard model of Einstein? Space-time continuum. नहीं. How Einstein has defined gravity? Matrix. है ना? अच्छा देखो ये सब कॉम्प्लेक्स साइंस है, इसके ऊपर ज्यादा जानने की जरूरत नहीं है अगर मनना हो तो, लेकिन हाँ वो वहीं से कंपैरिजन से समझेंगे जब हम कांट करेंगे, अभी नहीं समझेंगे, वो तब समझेंगे. बट लेबनीज हैज गिवन अ थ्योरी नोन एज, ऐसे समझो कि बहुत सारे पॉसिबल वर्ल्ड्स हैं, उसमें से सबसे ज्यादा बेसिक पॉसिबिलिटी जो है वो इस वर्ल्ड की है, पॉसिबल वर्ल्ड्स थ्योरी. सो जितना भी तुमने पैरेलल वर्ल्ड की साइंस फिक्शन देखी होगी ना, और एनी साइंस फिक्शन यू हैव सीन थ्रू स्पेस एंड टाइम थिंग, लेबनीज. This world is the best possible world. So he calls this world as the best possible world. ऐसा मान लो ये जो वर्ल्ड है अकॉर्डिंग टू लेबनीज बहुत सारी पॉसिबिलिटीज में से बेस्ट पॉसिबिलिटी जो थी उससे बना है. ठीक है, वो कैसे बना है, क्यों बना है, वो हम बाद में समझेंगे, क्योंकि अभी मैं समझाऊंगी तो तुम्हारा फिलॉसफी तुम्हारी हिल जाएगी, है ना. अभी जितना तुम्हें बताया उतना ही कॉन्क्रेटाइज कर लो तुम लोग, उतना ही डाइजेस्ट कर लो. हाँ, गॉड हैज नो रीजन टू क्रिएट टू आइडेंटिकल वगैरह, भगवान इज वेरी रीजनेबल. No, he can, but he has no reason. Why will he do it? Because God is reasonable. Therefore, God will not create two identical things. Yes, in one statement of Leibniz. Because God has supreme powers. Therefore, he can create and destroy monads. But again, both these statements are contradictory, which makes Leibniz philosophy inconsistent. Criticism. अब लेबनीज ने कहीं ऐसी सारी बातें क्या करी, एक दिन उसने कुछ कंसेप्चुलाइज करा तो क्योंकि कॉम्प्लेक्स है ना ये सब, समझ रहे हो. जैसे साइंटिस्ट भी ऐसे होते हैं. टुडे यू गो टू साइंटिस्ट, आस्क देम दैट मैटर इज अ wave or a particle. What is it? Both. अब तो तुम्हें पता चल गया both. लेकिन सोचो जब फर्स्ट टाइम डिस्कवर हुआ होगा तब कैसा लग रहा होगा, that either it can be particle or a wave. How can it be both? You know? So all these things that we are studying through Leibniz perspective, so sometimes he felt this, therefore then he was a very devoted religious person, believing in God. Therefore he had to accept that God could create and destroy monads. नहीं तो भगवान किस लिए? If everything is monad, monads are eternal, things are running automatically, तो भगवान कहाँ फिट हो रहे हैं? कहीं फिट नहीं हो रहे. लेकिन भगवान को मानना तो जरूरी है, नहीं तो हाँ, और वो खुद मानता भी था. He was the great theist. He believed in God, but in his system he could not fit him properly. Therefore he said, no. God creates and can destroy monads. But why will he do it? Why will he destroy something which is working fine? Reasonable? समझ में आ रही है? Why there were some inconsistencies in Leibniz philosophy? Because even though he was a highly scientific person, he was also highly spiritual person or highly religious person. So sometimes he wanted to increase the influence of science and reason, but फिर उसे बीच में याद आता था, ओ भगवान जी नाराज हो जाएंगे. Therefore he included the God factor in it. But the moment he included God factor, the science factor used to wobble. So this went on for a long time in his philosophy. That is why there are numerous inconsistencies. हाँ, तो बहुत इनकंसिस्टेंट फिलोसफी है लेबनीज। काफी अच्छी बातें भी करी हैं उसने, लेकिन इनकंसिस्टेंसीज हैं, मेनी इनकंसिस्टेंसीज। मतलब can, हाँ, but he will not. Why will he not? Because no. That's transformation. That is transformation. Energy, can you destroy or create energy? But you can only transform energy from one form to another. So can you create or destroy monads? No. Monads can transform into one form to monad ही रहेंगे, form क्या? Monad ही रहेंगे, लेकिन it's just the transfer of energy that is going on. Because monads are energy points. Monads are force points. अभी आ रहा है principle of conservation of force. एक और law है principle of conservation of force. Physics पूरी involved है इसमें, don't worry. है ना? All physical laws are here, and which he will use to explain his super philosophy of monads. But he will not be able to explain it with his theism. है ना? या तो साइंस रख लो या रिलीजन रख लो, दोनों को मिक्स करोगे तो क्या होगा? डेडली कॉम्बिनेशन। तो वही लेबनीज के साथ हुआ. That is why, even though he has given some rational points, it's very interesting points, his philosophy could not stand, and there were a lot of criticisms against Leibniz. अभी तक की बात समझ में आई? अभी तक क्या हुआ है? How many substances are there? Infinite. Each substance is known as monads. How many monads are there? Infinite. All these monads are arranged in a hierarchy from lowest to the highest. Lowest means low consciousness, and there is gradation of consciousness at each level, and at the highest is the highest consciousness, which is God. Now in this gradation is explained by law of continuity, that there is a continuity, small infinitesimally small change in consciousness, but each monad is having a different level of consciousness. This will also become more clear when we study the windowless and the perspective thing. Just as whatever you see in your ऐसे समझो इसको, each monad is also different. Why? Whatever I am seeing is completely different from whatever you are seeing. Why? If we are differently conscious, yes, and we are different in space and time. Even if the time is same, the space is different. I am seeing this side, you are seeing this side. तो जैसे ही space different हुआ, क्या different हो गया? Perception. So my perception will differ from your perception. Again, difference is created in each monad. समझ में आ रहा है थोड़ा थोड़ा कि किस तरीके से उसने हर मोनाड को डिफरेंट कर दिया? आपने स्पेस बदला, टाइम बदला, तुरंत परसेप्शन बदल गया, और वर्ल्ड कितना डायनेमिक बना दिया उसने, अभी देखेंगे हम आगे. So all things, all monads are arranged in a hierarchy, hierarchical order. ठीक है? What was the next? Each monad is an individual. Each monad has uniqueness or individuality. No two monads are same. No two monads are same. This is also the identity of indiscernibles, that no two monads are same, even though they are similar, but they are not same. If everything becomes same, this means they are identical. देयर आर नो टू मोनैड्स बट वन मोनैड। एक ही चीज को कॉम्प्लेक्स तरीके से कहने का तरीका है बस। ओके, समझ में आया? अभी तक हमने इतना ही किया है। ओके, गॉड इज अल्टीमेट फिलोसोफर। We define this by only space and time or any other factors also there. Space and time are the major factors. Apart from that, there are many other factors also, Pratibha, Mayank, but ma'am, we started with that monad does not exist in space and time. Another inconsistency. Another inconsistency, yes. Ma'am, is it like every monad can look same, but they aren't same because of the space they are present in? Yes, precisely. नीचे अभी बच्चों मैं इतना ही देख पा रही हूँ। ओके फाइन, ठीक है, थोड़ा थोड़ा जा रहा, इतना भी आ रहा है ना लेबनीज तो बहुत है, इसे ज्यादा जानने की जरूरत नहीं क्योंकि क्वेश्चन आता है सिर्फ मोनाडोलॉजी और आइडेंटिटी ऑफ डिसर्नेबल्स। हाँ, अभी स्पेस एंड टाइम और मोनाड्स की रिलेशनशिप को भूल जाओ, मैं बताऊंगी। लेट्स नॉट कॉम्प्लिकेटेड हेयर, ठीक है? इतनी बात समझ में आ गई जितनी मैंने समझाई? ठीक है, फटाफट बस लॉ लिख लो। नेक्स्ट लॉ, प्रिंसिपल ऑफ हार्मनी। प्रिंसिपल ऑफ हार्मनी, according to Leibniz, to reconcile the law of continuity, according to Leibniz, to reconcile the law of continuity and the law of individuality, principle of harmony is logically needed. Principle of harmony is logically needed to bring unity in the diversity of finite things. To bring unity in the diversity of finite things. Full stop. Therefore, Leibniz introduced the concept of pre-established harmony. Introduced the concept of pre-established harmony in his philosophy. Pre-established harmony in his philosophy. बस एक और लिख लो और उसके बाद we will just discuss, है ना? Principle of conservation of force. Next heading, next law, principle of conservation of force. While Descartes propounded that some total of rest and motion are conserved, comma, the same was also agreed by Spinoza. Full stop. Leibniz rejected this. As there are no abrupt motions or rests in nature. There are no abrupt motions or rests in nature. क्या चल रहा है? अच्छा, अकॉर्डिंग हमने लिख लिया ये. There are no abrupt rests and motions in nature. Next paragraph. According to Leibniz, it is force that is conserved. According to Leibniz, it is force that is conserved. Full stop. This theory of conservation of force, or energy is also accepted by modern physics or science. Is also accepted by modern physics and science. बांट दो बच्चों को. तो पहला लॉ कौन सा पढ़ा था हमने? बिना देखे बताओ. लॉ ऑफ continuity, which means that there are no abrupt changes in nature and everything moves imperceptibly to the next level. There are only small and finite changes which are taking place. This is how the hierarchy is made out of monad. And similar, this also proves that each monad is different because each monad is having maybe infinitely small difference, but there is difference between each monad. First. Second, law of individuality, that each monad is different and individual. Then third, law of dissimilarity or identity of indiscernibles. It says that no two monads are same. They will have one or the other difference. Each monad is unique. Even if other qualities are similar, they are not same because at least space and time will be different. Right? Next, fourth. अच्छा, मैंने dissimilarity बता दी. Similarity. Similarity में क्या है? They have similar basic characteristics. Then next, law of harmony. What is that? What is it? अब इतनी सारी जो तुमने जमघट बनाई है, इतने सारे मोनाड्स बनाए हैं, उनको एक्सप्लेन करने के लिए कुछ हार्मनी चाहिए, कुछ ऑर्डर चाहिए. With any, there must be some harmony in the action of all these monads that you have created. They must be working according to some plan, and therefore to explain it, he gave the concept of pre-established harmony. ये हम देखेंगे क्या होता है ना? लेकिन उसने ये concept दिया. And last, law of conservation of force. So before Leibniz, Descartes and Spinoza thought that rest and motion were conserved. कि कितना rest है और कितना motion है वो conserve है in nature. But Leibniz says no, not rest and motion, but what is conserved in nature? Force or energy. The law of conservation of energy. What does it say? That energy cannot be created and destroyed. It can only be transformed from one form to another. So the same thing is said by Leibniz. That monads cannot be created and destroyed. They can only be just monad से monad ही बनता है वो, और कुछ नहीं. monad जो है वो monad की एनर्जी ही ट्रांसफर होती है जो होती है, लेकिन एनर्जी ट्रांसफर हो ही नहीं सकती क्योंकि उसने एक बात और बोली थी. अब बहुत सारी इनकंसिस्टेंसीज आने वाली हैं. क्या बोला था उसने? विंडोलेस. तो एक मोनाड की एनर्जी एक मोनाड में ही रह जाती है. समझ में आ रहा है थोड़ा थोड़ा? बड़ी सारी इनकंसिस्टेंसीज हो गई हैं लेबनीज की फिलॉसफी. अभी बताऊंगी क्या होता है विंडोलेस. बहुत सारे कॉन्सेप्ट्स हैं ना लेबनीज के जो आखिरी में जाके जुड़ेंगे ये. अभी you have seen those movies where one story of hero is shown, then some other past is shown, when some other clips is shown, then at the end you understand कि अच्छा यार ये कहानी थी, है ना? हाँ, शटर आइलैंड, यस, है ना? So similar is Leibniz. He has given so many different concepts that it is only in the end that all the concepts will reconcile and create an image. अभी ऐसा ही लगेगा थोड़ा सा अजीब सा, और अजीब लगना इट्स ओके, ना समझ आना भी ओके, फाइन, नो वरीज, ठीक है? व्हाट इज विंडोलेस? So now monad says that each monad is a closed system. Each monad is a closed system because he has to conserve the energy. He also has to make the monad unique. And how can he do that? Because if there is some transfer, तो वो conserve नहीं रह पाएंगी चीजें, तो इसलिए उसने उसको क्या कह दिया? Windowless. Windowless means nothing goes out of monad and nothing goes in monad. ना बाहर जाएगा कुछ, ना अंदर आएगा. Each monad is a closed system. All monads are closed system. This means in our body, how many monads are there? Infinite. Those infinite monads are all a closed system. But then how is my body running effectively together? So according to Leibniz, there is this master plan feeded in all the monads. And all the monads are working according to this master plan of my body. And there is a queen monad ना जो बता रही है इसको. Queen monad क्या है? Soul. अब मेरी बॉडी का क्वीन मोनाड है, उसने कौन सा रोल अज्यूम कर लिया है अकॉर्डिंग टू लेबनीज? सोल. द हाईएस्ट कॉन्शियस मोनाड ऑफ माय बॉडी अज्यूम्स द रोल ऑफ सोल. एंड नाउ दिस सोल इज गिविंग डायरेक्शंस अकॉर्डिंग टू दी. अरे बेटा अभी अभी देखो ये इंसेप्शन चलेगी इसमें. हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू हैव सीन इंसेप्शन? हैव यू सीन इंसेप्शन? समझ में आई? सपने में सपना है ना. अब देखो इसमें क्या होगा. अब मास्टर प्लान. सो ईच मोनाड हैज अ प्लान ऑफ इट्स ओन. नाउ द मोमेंट अ ग्रुप ऑफ मोनाड्स कम टुगेदर, द हाईएस्ट कॉन्शियस मोनाड अज्यूम्स लीडरशिप and creates a sub plan like liver. Liver is a group of monads, assume the leadership of monads and gives instruction to liver. Now this sub monad is again under the leadership of, so there are many organs. थोड़ा ध्यान से सुनना पड़ेगा. सारे ऑर्गन्स जो हैं वो सब छोटे छोटे लीडर्स हैं, रिंग लीडर्स ना. ऑल ऑफ द ऑर्गन्स टुगेदर अगेन विल कम अंडर द मास्टर प्लान ऑफ या फिर कॉमन प्लान ऑफ माय बॉडी, एंड द लीडरशिप विल बी अज्यूम्ड बाय माय सोल व्हिच इज द हाईएस्ट कॉन्शियस मोनाड ऑफ माय बॉडी, है ना. नाउ हाउ मेनी ऑफ अस आर देयर? मेनी. Along with, of course, things like this. Now all the things and beings are run according to the master plan of God. So ultimately, who is making the master plan? God. And all of the monads are following them or following that master plan. But are all monads competent enough to understand master plan? Therefore, mediators are like souls. जो ज्यादा कॉन्शियस है बस वही समझ पाता है ना, फिर वो अगली इंस्ट्रक्शंस देता है, फिर वो अगली इंस्ट्रक्शंस देता है, तो इंस्ट्रक्शंस पास ऑन होती है. समझ में आ रहा है? लेकिन सारे प्लान कहाँ फीडेड हैं? नहीं, गॉड तो बता दे. सारे प्लान्स मोनाड में ऑलरेडी फीडेड है, ना कुछ नया अंदर आ रहा, ना कुछ नया बाहर जा रहा. So everything is already feeded into each monad. Now each monad is working autonomously. अपने आप काम कर रहा है according to the plan. ऐसे समझो, if I put 10 clocks, if I put 10 clocks and set an alarm after each second, so what will it appear? है ना? It will appear that the moment this alarm went, then second alarm went. Because of the first alarm, and because of the second alarm, the third alarm went. Because of the third alarm, fourth alarm went. But are they connected to each other? No. They are going up and independently, and they are going according to the plan, because I have feeded that plan. समझ में आ रहा है? Another example, in an orchestra. Do you know orchestra? What is orchestra? So there is this man who is doing like this. So does the pianist know what drummer is about to do? No. Pianist अपने plan के हिसाब से बजा रहा है, और drummer अपने plan के हिसाब से बजा रहा है. But to the observer, it appears that they are working in a coordination and creating music. But are they actually creating any music, or are they working in coordination? No, they are doing things according to their own plan. It only appears coordinated. समझ में आ रहा है? थोड़ा थोड़ा दिमाग खुल रहा है. Just like relation between Atma and Paramatma. Okay. God सबसे बड़ा मोनाड है. Yes, विनोद. तो बात समझ में आ रही है? अब ये जो सिस्टम है ना, जो ये हार्मनी है, वो कौन बनाएगा? गॉड. तो गॉड ने पहले से सब में क्या फिट कर दी है? मास्टर प्लान. और उस मास्टर प्लान का नाम क्या है? प्री एस्टैब्लिश्ड हार्मनी. प्री एस्टैब्लिश्ड हार्मनी. तो यानी सब अपने आप ही चल रहा है. इस समय पे मुझे बोलना था, और तुम्हारे दिमाग में ऑलरेडी ज्ञान था, बस वो अराइज होना था. मेरे बोलने से थोड़े ना तुम्हें ज्ञान आ रहा है. समझ में आ रही है? थोड़ी थोड़ी. भाई पीरियड था that I will speak something, and it was also period that you will listen something. My action and your listening is not connected, but it is appearing to be connected. But everything is pre-established harmony. Everything is going according to the master plan. So just like if I feed a plan among robots, कि तुम जाना 7 steps चलना, फिर लेफ्ट मुड़ना, और फिर गोल गोल घूमना, वापस आना. And another robot, तुम भी जाना लेफ्ट, थोड़ा सा ऐसे करना. And when they do it together, it appears as dance. So it appears that these two are dancing in coordination. But actually, are they dancing in coordination? No. They are just following their own plan. The plan was fixed. It only appears that they are dancing together. But they are not dancing together, but only following their own plan. And the plan was fitted by God. सब अपना अपना प्री एस्टैब्लिश्ड प्लान फॉलो कर रहे हैं. सभी पे लागू होगी. मोनाड्स तो सब में है. It will follow, everything will follow this. Yes, pre-established harmony is equal to determinism. कहाँ ले गया ये, देख रहे हो तुम? हाँ, he wanted to, but he could not. है ना? वही, यही बाकी लोगों को भी ऐसा ही लगता है, फिलोसोफर्स को, in Leibniz philosophy, the moment he got stuck at something, he created something, है ना? So that is why his theory is known as theory of compromise, है ना? I told you ना, Mercedes की body, फिर उसको लगा रहे यार ये ज्यादा रिच हो रहा है, तो उसने वैगनार का इंजन लगा दो, समझ रहे हो? जिसकी जो चीज सही लग रही थी उसने उसकी जोड़ दी, अंत में क्या हो गया, ये इसके साथ फिट नहीं हो रही, इसकी मानो तो ये फिट नहीं हो रहा, उसकी. नाउ ईच पार्ट इज वेरी ब्यूटीफुल, but together they are not fitting properly. That is why inconsistencies are there. Either there is pre-established harmony or either there is God. और ना God क्या कर रहा है, एक बार ब्लूप्रिंट दे दिया उसके बाद, समझ में आ रहा है? लेकिन गॉड को मानना पड़ेगा उसे, क्योंकि वो भगवान में मानता है, तो गॉड क्रिएट कर दिया. बट गॉड क्रिएट कर दिया तो भैया प्री एस्टैब्लिश्ड हार्मनी क्यों ले आए? समझ रहे हो? इनकंसिस्टेंसी. बट होल आइडिया यू गॉट थ्रू कि व्हाट लेबनीज इज टॉकिंग अबाउट. ठीक है, सो वी विल कंटिन्यू टुमारो. ओके, डोंट ट्राई टू रीड योर प्रिंटेड नोट्स राइट नाउ. First we will complete and then you will read. Okay, I will give you a self study day, don't worry. He says there is no reason God will create, because God is reasonable.